Hey there, South Mississippi. Chief Meteorologist Eric Jeansonne here with a quick update on, well, our continued cold weather pattern that we've been stuck in for the past couple of days, and there's really no end in sight on the big warm-up heading our way. So we're going to continue to stay quite chilly in the coming days. Plus, we have some pretty stormy weather heading to us as we go into Friday. So let's kind of take a look at today, though. We had some pretty interesting photos come into us on the WLOX weather app. This photo came into us from Long Beach, and notice that little area that is highlighted looks like a ball of rainbow colors essentially in the top corner of the picture. You can see that that is a sundog. So sundogs basically occur whenever you have sunlight passing through the crystals of cirrus clouds. The light is refracted, and that essentially separates the visible light into its different components. So you see the reds, the oranges, and the blues. That's essentially what's happening there. This was not only seen in Long Beach, it was also seen on the George and Jackson County border there. This photo was sent to us by Jessica on the WLOX weather app. So you typically see this kind of activity when you have a lot of streaking cirrus clouds across the sky like what we had earlier today. Of course, we always appreciate it when you send us your photos through the WLOX weather app. That's the easiest, quickest way. If you scroll down to the bottom, you see submit photo. Submit your photos there, upload them, and that's the quickest and easiest way for us to get them. So, all right, tonight, it is no secret, it is cold out there across South Mississippi, and one more night of protecting all 4 Ps. And right along the coast, it's sort of borderline, but we just want you to be on the safe side, as temperatures will most likely drop into the upper 20s in some spots. You want to go ahead and drip those faucets or keep them covered like you've been doing pretty much all week. And it goes without saying, if you're trying to protect some plants, make sure they're inside or covered up. Make sure the pets have a warm place to stay, and also check on their water. Sometimes whenever we have an extended period of cold temperatures, water bowls can freeze over, so you want to make sure that they have fresh drinking water whenever you have these extended periods of cold temperatures. Low temperatures tonight in general, upper 20s along the coast. The one limiting factor that may keep our temperatures a little bit warmer overnight tonight is the fact that, well, our winds are still a little breezy, and that's keeping the atmosphere mixed up. So when that happens, the temperature isn't allowed to cool off as efficiently. We also have a little bit of cloud cover that's kind of acting like a blanket and sort of insulating the atmosphere, which also sort of keeps us a little bit warmer. So we'll see how those factors impact the temperatures, but overall we're expecting freezing temperatures across all of South Mississippi. Looking outside now on the Hancock-Whitney Bank Tower Cayman Gulfport, it's pretty quiet. Our temperature has already fallen to 39 at the airport. Notice the dew point, it's down to 29 degrees, and that is pretty low. That's telling us there's some very dry air over us. So tomorrow, again, we're waking up. It's going to be a cold start. Overall, tomorrow is a pretty nice day. It's just going to be on the chilly side. But we are going to notice some changes start to take place as we go into tomorrow evening. The clouds are going to start to increase. And after about 7 or 8 o'clock tomorrow night, we can't even rule out maybe a few showers beginning to make its way into South Mississippi. And that is in response to our storm system that is heading our way. In fact, it'll bring some pretty heavy rain as we go into late Thursday night, early Friday morning. So the morning commute on Friday, let's just say you have to travel to New Orleans, or you have to travel to Mobile, or maybe Hattiesburg. It's going to be wet, and that rain could be heavy. We could also be looking at some strong gusty winds as we go into Friday morning. Now on the north side of the storm system, that's where all the cold air is, and that is where there is potential for icy travel, wintry weather, and snow. Notice North Mississippi is under a winter storm warning. So that means snow and ice will cause travel problems in those locations beginning tomorrow night. So if you had travel plans to head that way, either you get there early tomorrow and you just stay put, or you just kind of avoid it going into Thursday night, going into Friday, possibly into Saturday as well, as temperatures up there will most likely stay below freezing. Looking at the satellite and radar right now, we're already beginning to see the beginning signs of our storm system beginning to take shape out west. Notice the clouds streaking in from the southwest off the coast of Louisiana, and we take a wider view. Notice there's already snow falling across West Texas and parts of Arizona and New Mexico. That is our upper level storm system, and this is also the same storm system that's responsible for bringing those Santa Ana winds to Southern California and Los Angeles, where they're dealing with those 80, 90, 100 mile per hour winds in the canyons that's fueling those wildfires. This upper level storm system that's going to bring the wintry weather and wet weather to us is causing those fires or fueling those fires in southwestern California. So everything is connected in some way or fashion. So when you look at the water vapor, you get a really good idea of how the atmosphere is moving. You see that counterclockwise swirl around the Baja of California. That's the upper level storm system. In response to that, a surface area of low pressure is going to develop off the coast of Texas Thursday night. Watch Futurecast as that area of low pressure tracks along the coast. Snow and ice breaks out across North Texas and Arkansas into North Mississippi by tomorrow night, early Friday morning. And Friday morning, there we go, lots of heavy rain, some strong gusty winds right along I-10 and I-12. So again, that Friday morning commute does look quite wet and just kind of nasty. In fact, temperatures are going to be in the 30s and 40s, and it's going to be raining. It's just going to be yucky. Maybe just a day to just stay home on Friday morning if you can. So looking at Futurecast, again, here's why we're not too concerned about wintry weather here along the Gulf Coast. With areas of low pressure, you have a warm sector and a cold sector. We're going to be really close to that warm sector. The counterclockwise swirl around that means those southerly winds ahead of the low pressure is going to bring in those warmer temperatures close to the coast. That mixes in with the atmosphere, and that reduces our chances for some wintry weather. Let's just say we did want some wintry weather along the Gulf Coast. How do we get that? Well, the first ingredient, and again, these are hypotheticals, this is not a forecast here, but if you wanted some wintry weather along the Gulf Coast, you know, some people kind of want that. First, you need cold air to be in place. The cold air has to be locked in place first. That's the first ingredient. Then you need a storm system to track over that cold air. But how far north or south that area of low pressure tracks really dictates whether or not you see wintry weather, and we're kind of in that setup as we go into Friday. The area of low pressure is going to be tracking too far north, so it's going to be pulling too much of that warm sector onto the coast to kind of mix in and reduce the chances for wintry weather. If we wanted wintry weather along the I-10 corridor, we would need that area of low pressure to make that more southerly track and to allow more of that cold sector to settle on in. So let's time out the rain on Thursday night going into Friday. Here we are tomorrow, 6 p.m., cold, cloudy, showers starting to break out after about 9 or 10, temperatures in the low 40s, yucky as we head towards Friday morning. Just sleep in, it looks like just wet, temperatures in the 40s and upper 30s. I wouldn't even be surprised if maybe a little bit of sleet mixed in Friday morning. But temperatures above freezing, that's not going to cause any kind of travel problems for us, but just something to look at. Look at that, by 9 o'clock, lots of heavy rain, temperatures in the 40s. Keep in mind, if that area of low pressure tracks about 10 miles inland, we could see a brief warm up along the coast into the 60s. So there could be a brief warm up if that area of low pressure decides to track a little bit further inland. Also, with the area of low pressure staying just offshore, that may keep the strongest winds out over the water, but if it tracks a little bit further inland, we could be looking at some winds gusting over 40 miles per hour at times as that low pressure kind of meanders through. Even with it tracking offshore, we could still be looking at east-northeast winds Friday morning, 15 to 25, gust up to 40 miles per hour at times. The good news is Friday looks like most of the rain wraps up by the afternoon and evening, and Saturday and Sunday look pretty good. And notice the 7-day, we're staying pretty chilly. Our temperatures are going to stay below normal even as we go into next week. So this year, our 1 week of winter is lasting just a little bit longer here in South Mississippi. So if you like the cold weather, well, it's here to stick around for a little bit longer, but Again, make sure you're protecting all 4 Ps tonight, and make sure you are staying safe Friday morning for your morning commute with the potential for some heavy rain across the area.